Hey, everybody. Really excited to talk to you a little bit about the People Analytics Mastery Workshop that we're going to be hosting pretty soon. Hopefully, I can give you a little bit of context and that you'll join us. I'm really excited about the event. I think it's going to be very valuable no matter kind of where you are in your people analytics journey, HR journey, whether it's strategic HR, empowered by data and insights. Maybe you're just getting started. Maybe you're trying to take it to the next level. So I think it's going to be a really valuable workshop. I do want to preview it a little bit and hopefully drum up some excitement. So welcome. My name is Nick Jested. I'm going to be hosting this workshop and taking us through some different applications. It's going to be very interactive. That's kind of the point, is to make sure that we have a very interactive workshop where we can spend time together in data, learning from data, working with data on the methodologies, on the insights, on the applications of those insights. So kind of soup to nuts, front to back, everything we can do with data in HR. You know, people analytics is kind of all over the place. You might hear it as HR analytics, HR business intelligence. Maybe you're a business partner in HR. Maybe you're a data-driven business partner. Maybe you're somebody that's just getting started with data. Maybe you're the most advanced user. You could be a chief people officer or human resource officer that is, you want to be more strategic, or maybe you already are and you want to power it up even more. Maybe you're in HRIS, maybe you're in IT, maybe you're just a data analytics or business intelligence aficionado and you want to see how this works within the HR space. I'm here to say, welcome. Please do join us, no matter your background, no matter your level. I think there's really something here for everybody. I did say this a little bit already, but it's going to be a very interactive session. I know that sometimes you'll hear that a lot, so hopefully I'll convince you. But as we get started, if you decide to join us, and I hope you will, you'll get a workbook. You're seeing this on the screen. So when you're like, what am I looking at on the screen? It's this workbook. You're going to get this. You can take this in Excel. We'll deliver it in Excel. You can also take it into Google Sheets. And as you're doing any kind of data analysis, that's part of this workshop. And if you're a data analyst in some form, data scientist, no matter where you are in your life, maybe just a passion for it, you can bring this into Google Sheets. You can bring this into Tableau, Qlik, Spotfire, a whole host of things, if that's what you'd like to do. We also have room, I promise you, for folks that don't want to do the methodological part of this, but would still like to learn from data insights and learn how to use them in their day-to-day work. There's plenty for that. There's plenty of bridges for that. And I'll hope you'll still join this workshop. I think it'll be valuable. Ultimately, this workshop is going to start with some pre-work. That's, again, what you're looking at now. And it's going to give you some sample data. This is data that is mirrored to look like something you might get out of your HCM system. So any human capital system like Workday, SuccessFactors, Bamboo HR, I mean, there's a whole variety of them. You're probably using some set of those, or maybe many others. But we'll use data that's very similar to what you might have at your organization in format. And it'll give a good framework for what you need to take back to your organization as you're trying to collect your data or use your data in meaningful ways. The pre-work will focus specifically on, first of all, familiarity with the data. We'll build that. Again, no matter what your level is, we want to make sure you feel welcome. Then we'll get you comfortable, and we'll really focus first on employee retention and attrition. There's so many applications for data analytics and HR. I'll talk a little bit more about some of the other elements here in a moment. But we'll start with employee attrition. We'll look at, what's happening with attrition, who's leaving, what's the volume, which groups are at risk, how to identify risk, and then when it's happening, what can you do with it? And that's the application part of this. So through some applied case studies with some of the sample data, you'll really join me and your peers. And I think the network power that we'll have here is going to be very valuable, not just in the session, but afterwards, to ask the right questions, to dive in with the right elements. So we'll start with some pre-work. We'll get together and talk through some of those attrition applications, what you saw in the data, what I see in the data, what we kind of all see together, and how we can use that meaningfully. From there, together, we'll bridge off into the myriad of other applications that you can do with data. So a sample data set is going to look like something you might have at your company. It's all fake, don't worry. But just as powerful for us to learn the methodology and how to think like a data analyst in HR, no matter, again, your level or your prior experience or your interests. We'll be able to come together and start to ask questions about the power of diversity and inclusion analytics. We'll be able to look at compensation and what does that impact have on your company? What matters, what doesn't? We'll be able to look at things like span of control and structure and org design and, how do you look at that? We'll be able to take a look at just the optimization of who's where and a whole host of things from location to engagement, to productivity, to performance, to hiring. So there's a lot here that we can do together. That workshop will let us explore that as a group. We'll go in new directions. We'll figure out what we'd like to pursue, what interests us, what we can do together. I'm really excited about the potential there and just the camaraderie and the collaboration that we'll have. I think that's going to be a really powerful network and hopefully teach you a few tips and tricks along the way to take some of these things back to your own organization. Really hope you'll join us. Really look forward to meeting you. I think it's going to be a great event. Thank you. See you there. Okay, separately.